All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Legends of Ohio State Football ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I'm so excited to be here. By the way, I'm Chris Spielman, former Ohio State player, but we're here with some great coaches. Urban Meyer's here. Thanks, Coach Meyer, for being here. Coach Tress, where's Coach Tress? Coach Tress is here. We're very fortunate to have former Buckeye great and former Mayor of Columbus, Greg Lasheka. Coach, and he's representing my coach, Earl Bruce, and of course the great Woody Hayes. John Cooper, unfortunately, could not be here, but he has players here, and Ryan Miller, former linebacker. One of the smartest guys in Michigan. Why? Because he's from Michigan, Allen Park, I believe, from Allen Park, Michigan, and he came to Ohio State, and he's never left the great state of Ohio. So welcome, Ryan. And he'll be representing Coach Cooper today. At this time, I want to introduce you to the Executive Director of the ALS Association of Central and Southern Ohio. I've known Marlon for 20 years and her husband Brett for a long time. And she can give you a little bit more information of why we're here today. Marlon?
Thanks, Chris. Am I on? Great, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. As Chris said, I'm Marlon Seymour, Executive Director of the ALS Association Central and Southern Ohio Chapter. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today to participate in the first ever Legends of OSU Football ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. Woohoo! And thank you, William White, for being willing to share your journey with ALS and allow people who care about you to be here today to help raise awareness about this life-altering illness. It's a real thrill for us to be able to be here today with you and with so many respected coaches and players who've been part of Buckeye Nation, and to know that each of you is supporting the ALS Association because of your connection to William. As many of you may remember, the Ice Bucket Challenge was a social media viral phenomenon that took place back in the summer of 2014. Everyone across the nation and the world wanted to get in on the action, and I guess that many of you here probably took the Ice Bucket Challenge. Anybody? Awesome. Well, during that time, I was asked so many times to take the Ice Bucket Challenge that I started traveling with a bucket and a towel in my car. So I remember those days, and I'm so glad we're bringing that back here today. Historically speaking, it was the largest singular activity covered by Facebook. 2.4 million ice bucket videos were posted in that short period of time, and they were watched by 10 billion times. Over $220 million was raised worldwide to invest in ALS research and services. And at our local chapter, generous donors gave $96,000 during that 6-week period. We used that money to start a brand new program, a patient grant program, where we reimburse patients for expenses that they incur due to having ALS. We put that cash back into their pockets. We're here today to honor William and so many other people in Central and Southern Ohio battling ALS, and to have some fun while we're doing it. The money raised here today will be used to provide case management by our nurses and social workers, to loan out much needed equipment, to run local support groups for our families, and to advocate on Capitol Hill for more federal dollars to find a cure and effective treatments for ALS. Let's do what we can today to create excitement around this icy dousing so that we can get that thermometer up and keep it going during this live stream, getting it closer to our $50,000 goal. So thank you, and go Bucks!
Go, Marlon. All right. Thank you, Marlon, and thank you for what you're doing, your leadership, Marlon. It's much appreciated. You can help support this event and help families living with ALS by going to that website that you see at the bottom of the screen. We also have it posted back here, bit.ly/OSU Ice Bucket Challenge. I've done it, and I actually like it. I might have to volunteer myself to do that today, but I like a lot of things that people don't like for some reason. But anyway, moving forward. And how you do this is you get your favorite player. We have Keith Byers here, Andy Katzmore is here, Mike Lanise is here, great former teammate of mine, great wide receiver, all these guys, and make a donation at any time during this broadcast. Now I want to bring up a former teammate of mine. We actually became teammates, and I don't know if we weren't really teammates in Ohio North-South All-Star game, were we? We were on opposite sides. But William and I have been together for a long time. We came into Ohio State together. We went and played the Detroit Lions together. And it was always seemed when William left, I think you left before I did, that the rest of my career, something was missing. And that was always William, because literally and figuratively, I was a linebacker, William was a safety. He always had my back. And it's funny how things work out in life. He not always had my back on the football field, but I think our friendship in our life, we've always had each other's back. And so that's the unique thing about all those guys, Ohio State guys back there, and all our Ohio State coaches, is that it doesn't matter if you don't talk to a guy for 10 years or 15 years. If he calls and somebody needs something, without hesitation, the answer is usually yes. So without further ado, I'll bring up one of the strongest, courageous men I know, and that's William. Back there?
I thought we were teammates. You was going to hold the mic for me. Show me some love. Come on, man.
I wanted you to work on your squat position there.
Right, right. Work on the squats. Hello, everyone. I want to appreciate everyone for coming out, and also for looking, and the donations that you've done for this ALS cause. Again, this is a horrible disease, but again, we're going to fight this thing until we find a cure and a way to make things better for people with ALS. So I truly appreciate all the Buckeye love that been shown here. I mean, even the guy that made me come to Ohio State, Coach Tressel, you know, when he showed up at my school at 7 o'clock in the morning, he was standing on the steps, and I didn't have a choice, right? So I appreciate all the help and coming here, former teammates, even these young babies that are here. Look at Mike Doss over there, just a baby. He's showing support and everything. Just appreciate all the love and everything. And you know, once you're Buckeye, you're Buckeye for life, and your family for life. And what we're gonna do is come together as a team. As Coach Bruce always said, team is together, everyone achieves more. So we're gonna come together and we're gonna beat this disease. Thank you very much.
All right, I'm going to bring up our first coach. He's actually representing Coach Woody Hayes, and instead, their records speak for themselves. All the coaches here that are here personally are being representative are all Hall of Fame coaches, and quite frankly, Hall of Fame people. And I have, instead of going through their accolades, because they hear them enough, I know I would share something that people out there that are watching that might not know about them. And even though all these guys weren't my coach, I think a life lesson that I've learned from all of them just by a relationship with them. And I'll start out, because he's right there, with Greg here, and talking about Woody Hayes. I first met Woody Hayes in a Bob Evans in Canton, Ohio, in the mid-'70s when he was recruiting. Do you guys remember a great Buckeye named Ray Ellis? Ray Ellis was from Canton, McKinley, Ohio. There you go, Mike. And played for the McKinley Bulldogs. And he was at breakfast with Ray Ellis, and my dad was an Ohio high school football coach at the time. So we walked up and sat down by Coach Hayes, and my dad said, I want you to go introduce yourself to Coach Hayes. I went over there and I said, and I was like, I think in 6th or 7th grade, and I said, hey Coach, my name's Chris Spielman. My dad's a coach at Canton-Timpkin High School. I know you're meeting with one of my childhood heroes. Ray Ellis was one of my heroes, Mike, growing up in Canton. And Coach Hayes sat there, looked me in the eye, shook my hand, and said, I hope you're a Buckeye one day. Now, I'm sure he said that to every kid that he met, but at that point in time, that meant everything to me. And that sounds like something Coach Hayes would say. And on Coach Bruce, I have so many things that Coach Bruce taught me about, but I think the biggest one is mental toughness and selflessness. And I think that's why a lot of us are here. When Coach Bruce was relieved of his duties at Ohio State, and we did senior tackle, the first thing Coach Bruce did at team meeting, he came in, I don't know if you remember this, William, but he said, this is nothing about me, this is Michigan week, nothing's changing. This is all about you guys. And the coolest thing, the best experience I've ever had at Ohio State didn't happen on the football field, but it happened in at senior tackle. And I don't know if you know this story, Tress, but we asked Coach Bruce, since he was hurt as a player, I don't know if you knew this, Greg, he never got to participate in senior tackle. And we, as captains, got together, and Coach Bruce went and hit that tackling dummy as hard as any player ever hit in his life. And it was, for me, it was the most satisfying and gratifying moment that I had. And the biggest thing I take away from Coach Bruce is that it's never just about you. And whatever your personal circumstances are, he never forced that on anybody else. He dealt with that, but he let us enjoy the Michigan game. And I think a great life lesson could be learned back then, and it actually can be learned and applied to today. So without further comment, Greg.
Chris Spielman, thank you so much. I also want to thank William for allowing me to be a very poor surrogate for Woody Hayes and Earl Bruce. And Woody did that an awful lot. In fact, he did it with one of my daughters, that she might be a boy when she was in the womb, and it obviously didn't become an Ohio State football player, but Woody cared about people. He wrote a book, You Win with People, and that was his motto in life. He cared about you as a football player, but more importantly, he cared about you as a person, and that stayed with you all life long. Earl Bruce, after he got hurt, went back to Cumberland, Maryland. Woody said, you didn't lose your scholarship, get back here. And Earl finished school and then continued on to a great coaching career. Played against him in high school, and then I knew him as an assistant coach and then head coach. It was an honor for me to be here. Two wonderful men who cared about not only young men, but society and making it better. But let me introduce this great team we have, and we'll do it relatively briefly. But the first person is William White. William White was already mentioned, and he came up. William is part of the wonderful team that in the Earl game wore the white headbands. I happened to be broadcasting that game. Weren't supposed to win. They kicked Michigan's butt. And it was a great day for Ohio in that particular case. As Chris said, played a long time for the Detroit Lions, Kansas City Chiefs, and Atlanta Falcons. But to me, he was an academic All-American several times, and that is what exactly is the most important thing. Football was a path to make a difference intellectually, provide for his family, and be a great role model. William White. Next, my co-captain, Ike Kelly. We were co-captains 1965. We're going to social distance and be good, the mask off, but we're okay. We're outside. We'll put them back on as appropriate.
I gotta have mine on.
Ike, no, you're good. Ike is my best friend. As I go through life, we always are shadows and go back and forth. The first two-time linebacker All-American, played 1965, 67, went to the Philadelphia Eagles, had a distinguished career, moved on to become part of the nerve center for that great Worthington Industries. Ike Kelly. Mike Lanise, co-captain, wide receiver in the 1985 Buckeyes. Rhodes Scholar, continues to go into entrepreneurship and go through, has a great family and cares about it. He caught 72 passes for over 1,100 yards. I remember when I was broadcasting that great catch in the Michigan game to keep the drive alive, and we won. And so Mike Lanise, two-time academic All-American as well, excuse me for that, as well as all academic All-Big Ten selection. Keith Byers. Keith Byers, 1984 Heisman Trophy runner-up, Big Ten MVP. In '84, he led the nation in rushing yardage. How do you stop this guy? Stand out, come back and win over Illinois where he lost the shoe. He's barefooting it again. I happened to broadcast that game, and what a wonderful game and excitement, because it was not looking good for a while, but that came back. 10th overall with the Eagles in the 86 draft, 13 years with the Eagles, Dolphins, Patriots, and New York Jets. Pro Bowl honors in '93. Keith Byers. John Wooldridge, running back, 1983-86. Johnny, come on up here. Led the team in rushing as a junior in '85. He has gone on to get into business and makes a difference, reaching back and paying forward, as Woody said, because you can never pay back. And he's doing that with young people with his philanthropic efforts. John Woolridge. Last, but certainly not least, my friend Jeff Logan, running back under Woody Hayes, 1974-77, over 1,248 yards in his junior season and over 2,000. Ended his career as a captain, 4-time Big Ten Conference champions, 2 wins over Michigan. Jeff would like to also make an announcement because his foundation is making a contribution, William, to this particular effort. Jeff, come on up and brief comments regarding your contribution.
Well, I'll be very brief, but because of a lot of these guys that help us raise money with the Logan Family Foundation each year, and we've donated in excess of $600,000 to charities in Central Ohio, Northeast Ohio. The Logan Family Foundation, I thought $1,000 sounded really good until I got here and felt good. But we got 2 coaches we're honoring. We got Woody Hayes and we got Earl Bruce. $2,000 from the Logan Family Foundation today. So all in your name, William. Thank you.
Good job, Jeff. Thank you.
That's it. So to you out there, please remember the old guys here. We're the oldest team. We need the help. We can't get ice more than we have to. Our hearts won't take it. Good luck, Godspeed. Contribute. Let's go.
We get iced here now?
Yep.
Yep. You're up.
Linebackers, take the lead. Like, yeah, that's it. Take the lead. Who's doing the dumping?
Hey, come here, bring ice.
Here we come.
Just use the water.
Just some notes about ALS. I'm going to make sure we know the proper pronunciation of it. Amyotrophic. Is that amyo or amyo? Because I want to get it right. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, or ALS, is often referred to as Lou Gehrig's disease. It's progressive nervous system disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord, causing loss of muscle control. Go ahead, Keith. Here we go. You dumped on a lot of linebackers in your day, Keith. Yes. It's the best time to do it.
Yeah. Here's the cat.
Here, Keith. Interesting note, Keith Byers is one of the best football players, not running backs, but one of the best football players that I ever played with and or played against. And I've told him this many times. Not only was Keith a great running back, but when he had some injuries, he converted himself and I think created the position of Y back. And that's a guy that's kind of like a move tight end, and he had great hands. And the other thing about Keith, and his backup, but you got tired of that. But Keith was one of the best football players, period, that I ever played with or against, and it's always an honor when I get to see him and always remind him how great a player and a great person he is. And John Woolwich, if it wasn't for Keith Byers, and Keith, in my mind, is the '84 Heisman Trophy winner. and J-Dub was just as dominant as Keith. So, all right, J-Dub, give it to him.
Hey, this is payback. 4 years of payback.
Wait, so where you going, Keith? Wait a second, I just told everybody how tough you are. Where you All right, that felt good, J-Dub, didn't it? Now, John Woolrich. Now, I don't know if John remembers this story, but John's from Akron Central Howard. And John was a guy that I originally looked up to when I was a freshman at Ohio State. And John, you and I, it was either the first game of the season or was it the Rose Bowl? I know that I roomed with either...
Rose Bowl.
It was at the Rose Bowl. And I roomed with Mike Lanise. Where's Mike? You remember that, Mike, where I roomed with you the first game of the season against Oregon State, and I was so nervous, and your leadership calmed me down, and J-Dub and I hung out together at the Rose Bowl, and I thought it was so cool that an upperclassman and a great player like J-Dub was hanging out with a freshman and showing me the ropes. So I've always been appreciative of that, and that, again, goes to the teammate thing on and off the field. All right, Michael, give it to him.
Quick! Quick! Give it to me quick! Nice and slow, Mike.
Give it to me quick, Mike! Good job, Michael.
Hey, we need more ice.
Every 90 minutes in this country, by the way, this is crazy, I didn't know this is a crazy stat. Every 90 minutes, someone is diagnosed with ALS. The average life expectancy of someone with ALS is 2 to 5 years. One of the reasons why we are here today is to expand that life expectancy and find a cure, so we don't have to worry about life expectancy, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. In advanced stages, like all diseases, whether you're fighting breast cancer, or ALS, whatever, all diseases, it costs money. It can cost an ALS care can cost up to $250,000 a year. Go ahead, Crew Cat.
Yeah.
Hit Mike Lanise. What are you doing, Mike? Mike Lanise wins the ugliest face award right now when he's getting ice dumped on him. And finally, now we have leadership coming and taking the stool. Greg, not only a great football player, but continued to serve as mayor of our great city of Columbus. And Jeff, go ahead, man.
You ready? Mike, you want to help?
Here you go. I want to check the faces. Go ahead, Jeffrey. He's a lineman. He didn't move.
We don't move.
No, linemen don't move. That's good. All right.
Well timed.
Now, J-Dub, I want you to know about a backup. You think you had it rough being Keith Byers' backup. How about being Archie Griffin's backup, right, Jeff? And Jeff, a fellow Northeast Ohio guy, Stark County guy, North Canton, Hoover, and he's really nervous right now. But pound for pound, one of the toughest guys to play at Ohio State, and Jeff Logan. Go ahead, Crew Cat, hit him. Are you serious, Jeff? Oh my God. And a good golfer. Crew Cat is ruthless. I like it.
Chris, you're next.
Yeah. I gotta stay dry for the mic right now. I'm skilled labor right now. All right. Well, that was Coach Hayes, Coach Cooper, his team, and what a cool thing. The next team that we're bringing up, who? Coach Tress's team. All right. Real quick. Everybody, it's Coach Tressel, and I just want to he's a Hall of Fame coach and national championship coach at 2 levels, only 2? Yep, at the 1AA level, back when you led Youngstown State to multiple championships, of course, Ohio State. The one thing I took from Coach Tressel in leadership is no matter the situation, you were never a roller coaster. Every time that I've talked to you, I've watched you work, and I remind myself of this every day. When I get a little haywire, you're steady Eddie, and I want to thank you for that because that's a life lesson that you taught me. So thank you, Coach, and Jim Tressel.
Thank you. Thanks, Chris. Really is an honor to be here, and as I listen to the names of these coaches and you think about how blessed you are to be on that list of all the way from Paul Brown to Woody Hayes to Earl Bruce, to John Cooper, Urban Meyer. I mean, to be on that list is so humbling and so exciting, but all of those guys will tell you that the fun of it is the guys that you had a chance to coach. And I'm fortunate here today. They told me to hurry and don't make a long speech because they're excited about getting dumped on. And so I wanted to introduce 4 extraordinary guys that are here to do whatever they can. Anything William White asks us to do, he knows we'll do it. He knows we love him. He's been a special Buckeye and just been a special person to all of us. And so I'm going to introduce my guys in the order that they arrived on the Ohio State campus. So the first one is Michael Doss. Michael, if you could step out there. Coach Cooper recruited Michael Doss, and he was a 3-time All-American, 3-time All-Big Ten. He was our captain. He had over 300 tackles. He did an extraordinary job. And what I remember most about Michael and his senior class was that they weren't going to leave Ohio State until they did something special. and they certainly did something special their senior year. The next guy that arrived on campus in order would be Mike Nugent. Mike came in 2001, and you remember all of the first time he kicked the field goal and they started going, Nuge, I thought they were booing us that we didn't go for it. But then I realized that they were just yelling Nuge, and extraordinary All-American captain. Went on, 15 years in the NFL? 15 years still in the NFL? Oh, I haven't been paying attention. I've been busy. Okay, 15 and running in the NFL, and just an extraordinary leader, great kicker, and we're excited that Mike Nugent is here with us today. The next guy that showed up on campus about 6 months later after Nuge did was Maurice Claret. Maurice, come on out here. Maurice became the first Ohio State freshman running back to start his first game, but AJ reminded me there's an asterisk there because he started as the A-gap rusher on the punt rush team. I don't know if he started at tailback, but all of us know the extraordinary season that he had in 2002. The guys, Michael will tell you, and everyone that was on our squad at the time, what he brought to our team in terms of intensity and that passion for that senior class to make sure they did something special. And I've enjoyed watching him not only become an extraordinary running back, but he's also an extraordinary husband and father and businessman, and we're excited that he's excited about getting dumped on here. Maurice Claret. And then the last guy in order of when they arrived, AJ Hawk. AJ was an extraordinary All-American. He and Nuge came from Centerville a year apart. AJ went on and had an extraordinary career in the NFL. I think, 11 years? Was it 11 years in the NFL? And I remember on his freshman goal sheet, he put down that he wanted to have a 10-year career in the NFL. So he even did better. So I reminded him, you got to set your goals higher. He did an amazing job. He's the father of 4 youngsters. I think they're all named after rock stars. Axel, Lennon, Vedder, and Hendricks are his 4 little ones, and just an extraordinary guy, a great player. I think he was, the 7th guy picked in the NFL draft, something like that. And so please welcome AJ Hawk. So
who's first?
Well, I guess it would be Michael, since he was the first to arrive on campus.
All right. Mike Doss, great player, Northeast Ohio guy. And Mike, you're nervous. And by the way, while you're doing this, tell your friends, get on your social media, tell them to go to bit.ly/OSU Ice Bucket Challenge. We need money. That's just the way it is. That's when you're fighting disease, you need money. You need research. That's how you beat it. So give it to him. Look at Mike. Well, you're not done. Mike, you bailed out of your back pedal a little quick, Mike. You going, AJ? Nuge. Well, this will be interesting because I make fun of kickers all the time, but Nuge I can't make fun of. Look at him. All right, give it to him. And the crew cat is relentless. He's slow. Good job, Nuge. All right. You going, Maurice? Next up is Maurice Claret. Everybody remembers Maurice, and the one thing I remember Maurice about is not a run that he made, but more a tackle that he made, right, Coach? Where the strip fumble, that's right, and saved the national championship for the Buckeyes. So Maurice Claret, go ahead, give it to him, crew cat. Hang in there, Maurice. Hang in there. Good job. Now, I remember watching this guy, AJ Hawk, play in high school, and I said, oh my gosh, that guy's going to be as good as there is and was at Ohio State, and he certainly made that come true, and great NFL career, and AJ does a great job on TV. So, AJ Hawk. Are you ready, AJ? It's a linebacker, don't move it. Great, all right, now the fearless leader, yes. I don't know about fearless. Yeah. Coach Tressel not only has led on the football field and has had success on the football field, but of course, president of Youngstown State and does a great job up there. So, Jim Tressel. By the way, Go ahead. Brewcat is, you're allowed to dump it faster if you want to. You don't have to, though. I just, yeah. Interesting note. So we're adding to the total of nationwide. More than 17 million people have participated in this challenge worldwide. So we're adding to that total today. So, Coach Urban, ready, Coach? Coach Meyer, you ready? We'll bring up Coach Meyer, and everybody knows the extraordinary accomplishments of Coach Urban Meyer. I've learned a lot from Urban as a leadership, but the one blessing that I've had in my life is that I've been around a lot of great coaches, but I only know them as a coach-player relationship. But Urban and I have actually been together since 1987, so 86, that's right, 1986, when he was a graduate assistant for Coach Bruce. But Urban and I worked together in TV, and we no longer had that coach-player relationship. I believe we got that friendship bond, and along with that other relationship. And he's a mentor to me, and he's a good friend. So, Coach Meyer, bring it up.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. Tress, is Tress still here?
I almost ran out of here.
I'll be faster than you. And by the way, Tress, when Nugent, when you came to kick field goals, half the stadium was booing you. I've been there, yeah. A couple of things. I speak on behalf of Ryan Day as well. He just called, and obviously he's got a very serious job right now, and that job is when the athletic director gives you the thumbs up, he's supposed to put the best team in America, the best team in the land on the field, and I just speak on how proud I am of him. You know, a coach's job is not to be making comments about pandemics, because they're coaches. They don't understand pandemics. They listen to experts. And I think you look at Gene Smith, I have never been more proud than about 3 days ago, and I'm on Fox Television. I have to do some of this stuff and read it. And I see like the Pac-12 and some other conferences coming out and saying, you know, exploitation and distrust of what's going on. And then people are signing their names or saying this represents all student athletes. And what I look at all the Buckeyes, and I grew up a Buckeye, and I see guys like Keith Byers and William White and Chris Spielman, they're heroes to me because I'm a Buckeye. And I watched them as I grew up. But if you didn't notice that, what the Buckeye Nation, the student athletes did, go back and look it up. And they came out about 3 days ago, no, we trust our administrators, we trust our team doctor. They actually named them. They said Dr. Borchers, who is a former football player, and then Gene Smith, who happens to be the best athletic director in America. And the student athletes said, that article and these other things don't represent us. We want to play. We trust our doctors. We trust we are the greatest university. We have great facilities, great coaches, and people that care about us. And then I look around and I see this. I really don't get surprised anymore. We do a Buckeye Cruise for Cancer, and we raise almost $4 million a year, and that all came in my mind from Woody Hayes, the pay forward mentality. So get a chance, look at that. So once again, what's Ryan Day's job? When Gene Smith gets a thumbs up from the presidents and the doctors and everybody, stay in your lane and have your team ready to go. Don't make comments about other teams. You just get your team ready to go. And I think when you go home tonight, read that, listen to what our head coach is saying, and I think he follows the leadership that we all learned from Woody and this great program about stay in your lane. And then Gene Smith as well. Gene Smith, why I always think he's the best I've been around is because he played the game. And back in 2011, December, when we sat in the hotel room, and I said, Gene, there's a couple things when he offered me the job. I said, there's two things I need. Mickey Marotti, who's, by the way, the best strength coach, and you can never say no if it's about student-athlete welfare. You can't say no. And they all were taken back, like, what's this maniac talking about? It wasn't about me. It wasn't about our staff. It was about the players. We were the first one to have a full-time sports psychologist. We were the first one to have a full-time nutritionist just for football. We were the first one to have a physical therapist just for football. And as a result, you're seeing feedback like you are from our players saying, you know what? Let the whole country complain and say, but Jeff, you know what they're saying at Ohio State? We're good. We trust the people. So I feel very powerful. I feel very strong about that. I'm going to introduce our players. And I had two others two quarterbacks, but Braxton Miller, who's one of the finest players, and I love him to death, he made a wrong turn somewhere on the way here, and he ended up in Florida. So I don't know. Just like when we coached him, made a few wrong turns, but he gets in the end zone somehow. So I'm sorry, we got two. And Zach Bourne is the first one I mentioned. Zach is, come on up, Zach. Zach was I inherited Zach, and I'm glad I did. Coach Trussell recruited him. He comes from an incredible family. His mom and dad are still extremely close together. We all are very close. But the best story I can tell you is when Zach Bourne finally ripped his chest open in that meeting room in East Lansing when we're getting ready to play Michigan State, that bad team became a great team. And we won the rest of the games that year. Zach Bourne, I tapped him on the shoulder 5 minutes before Tuesday practice. Said, Zach, I need you to move a linebacker. He said, Coach, I haven't played linebacker in years, but I'll do, and he had kind of tears in his eyes, I'll do anything to help this team win. That guy is partially responsible for where the Buckeyes are today. Because, I said this on TV the other day, every program, Alabama, Texas, USC, Miami, Florida, all the blue blood programs, the place up north, that they've all had downturns. Ohio State hasn't had one. And the recipe was set. There was, this stuff going on that I think was nonsense to begin with, but stuff going on. They pull 9 scholarships from us, tell us these seniors can leave, and without punishment. And they didn't only not leave, they started a foundation. That same team, after that day, went on to win 50 games in 4 years, first time in college football history. And that's a result of guys like Zach Bourne. Thanks, Zach. Next guy is our captain that I named him captain. This is after the 2014 national championship season. Evan Spencer. I also named him MVP. So come on down, Evan. Evan was a guy that his father was a great Buckeye, Timmy Spencer. His mom and dad are incredible. And Evan is, I call him and Terry McLaurin are the two most selfless players I've ever been around. He didn't have all the catches that he probably deserved because we had a lot of good players. But when I needed someone to do a job that had to be done, like recover an onside kick against Alabama, like go crack a 260-pound linebacker for Zeke Elliott, I always tell him, you're the guy that set Zeke free on the 85-yard touchdown. But he represents to me what Ohio State's all about: selflessness and team first. So William, we love you. God bless you guys for all being here. And Shelly and I would like to donate $10,000 to the in William White's name for this event. Have a great day. Zach.
All right, Zach. No, you got class to think about it. Back to back? You can go ahead. Yeah, don't wait for me. I have a 5 if you do it quick.
There, man. Yeah.
There you go, Zach. No surprise. You can learn more about what we're doing here. Go to the www.alsohio.org. You don't have to throw the WW in there though, Mace. But anyway, you go to the alsohio.org to learn more information. You ready to go, Evan?
Yeah, you
all right.
Suspense nice now.
Through cat. Ruthless. Good job, Evan. All right, now we have Coach Meyer. Thank you for your generous donation, Coach. Of course, Shelly, your wife, your partner in life, and tremendous action by you to give $10,000 to this foundation today. Help us reach our goal. And Crew Cat. Good job, Coach. Well, I think that is that all our teams? I think it's all. Just kidding, relax. I wanted to see if Ryan was paying attention, and we're bringing up Ryan Miller, like I said, the best, smartest linebacker I know, because he left the state of Michigan and came to the state of Ohio and never left. I, on the other hand, left the state of Ohio and went to Michigan. Right, William? But we came back. We came back, and so one thing about Coach Cooper, real quick, Ryan, before I turn it over to you. Coach Cooper is one of the most genuine, honest, fun individuals you ever met. I remember the first time I met Coach Cooper. I walked into the facility, and it's one of those people that you feel like when you talk to him that he's known you his whole life, and it's always been like that, and I continue a friendship with him to this day. So, Ryan, introduce your team.
All right, well, let me just say this from all the guys who played for Coach Cooper. We couldn't be more proud to be continuing to support organizations and charities that our Buckeye brethren are so tied to. And William, I know, and Chris, you know this too, but when I was a little boy growing up in Detroit, I mean a little guy, and I played little tackle football, I can remember looking up to these guys playing for the Detroit Lions. And William actually, and Chris actually did too, because Allen Park isn't too far from where Detroit, where the Lions are practicing. They'd come over and say some words to our little football youth organization, and I remember just our whole community just thought so highly of the Buckeyes that were up in Detroit because of these two guys. So through the years, anything I could ever do to help out William, I've always been there, and I just can't tell you how much we love William. We love Chris. These guys have been just phenomenal. I learned these things from the Earl Bruce guys, and as Coach Cooper came up, we feel like we're the class, the guys that I'm going to introduce now, kind of bridge the generational gap, kind of. Coach Cooper did a great job of recruiting some unbelievable players, and some of these guys I'm going to introduce right now. First up, probably, Coach Cooper used to look at me and say, Ryan, you're not real big, but you sure are slow. So that made me feel good, Chris. That actually made me feel great. So we got a guy that could actually play linebacker a little better than me, and we recruited him to come to Ohio State, and that's the Buckus Award winner, All-American, played in the NFL for a number of years. If you walked around here right now, you can see one guy steps out and looks like a linebacker, and that's Andy Katzmore. Come on up here, Andy. I'd like to see Andy and Keith Byers go toe-to-toe. That'd be a nice little... All right, the next guy up, and we're not related, but we have the same last name, one of my favorite teammates of all times. I think one of my favorite memories of this guy, he had an unbelievable game in the Rose Bowl my senior year. We went out and beat Arizona State in that Rose Bowl. And then from then he went on out and had a great season in 97, captain 98. And everybody knows how great that 98 team was. And wide receiver, Springfield, Ohio, D. Miller. And then probably the guy I hated most in college, by far, was a quarterback that would always give us fits in practice because he was the guy that could actually run and be more mobile than any other quarterback that we had ever faced. Since then, I've developed a great relationship with him. Tongue-in-cheek, I say that about him because we always used to battle in practice. But there's nobody, to this day, there's nobody in our era that's more proud of what kind of a human being this guy's turned out to in the community and with our kids and everything else, and that's Stan Jackson. Come on up. All right, that's our team. Let's get it going here now.
Hey, somebody got to get the cat under control. He's going too slow, D.
All right, Stan. Don't forget bit.ly /OSU Ice Bucket Challenge. Tell your friends, get on your social media, promote this, and take it like Stan. Well done, Stan. Not bad for a quarterback. Not bad. Got the big cat, Andy Katzmore, coming up, and a great player out of Westerville South High School. And Andy continues like, you just keep playing. So, just amazing. And watch out linebacker. Oh, wait, hang in there, Andy. There you go. Great job, and there you go. Good job, cat.
This guy's got ice in his veins.
Receive that. There you go. Are you all right, D? See what these guys are doing for you, William? You can also get involved with the ALS by the Walk to Defeat ALS. The ALS Association is the only non-profit organization that fights Lou Gehrig's disease on 3 fronts: care, services, advocacy, and research. Isn't that correct, Marlon? Marlon, of course, is here from the central and southern chapters of the ALS. And again, all right, Ryan, I love it. Ryan Miller.
Get that hand.
Great job. That was Coach Cooper's team represented. All right, So all of you can learn more about the ALS Association Central Southern Ohio by visiting alsohio.org and look for their upcoming walk to the Defeat ALS event that will be held on September 20th. Please don't forget to do that. Also, again, get on your social media, tell your friends, make a phone call. How long can you donate? Whenever you want, or keep donating till whenever? It's a disease that it needs us. What? Huh? Jeff, I'm skilled labor right now. I'm a skilled position. Hold on there. 1 second. I'll get there. The other thing I want to bring up, William, I want to bring you up now and maybe bring everybody up here, guys, and just gather around William and just show everybody what we're trying to do. I also want to bring up Tammy. Tammy from give me your name tag. I can see. Yeah. ALS Association Regional Development. So Tammy's done a great job of putting this together, and I'm going to give you the microphone, Tammy, to share some of your thoughts. And thank you for everybody that's donating. Keep donating. Here you go, Tammy.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks to all the coaches, all the players that came out and supported the ALS Association today. We cannot tell you how much it means to us to have your support in these challenging times with a disease that has no cure. We really appreciate your support. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors today. We thank Byers Auto Group for sponsoring us also at $10,000. Nelson Coleman, Paul Wood, Central Ohio Primary Care Physicians, Keith Wandell, John Jackson, Dave from Waterworks, Mike and Sue Stokey, Keith Winslow, George Chatters, and also, of course, Coach Cooper's donation and the other donation that we were surprised with today. So we are literally just about at our $5,000. I think we're at, last I looked anyway, so keep them coming. We were about $500 away from that $50,000.
Don't you folks want to see Chris Spielman on the thing? Yeah, I think so.
I'll have $25 for that.
Okay, she's got
Who
25 for you.
Who else?
Come in the middle.
20, 25? That's 50? What else we got? We got another one. We got 100. Because I heard Chris said he didn't want to get wet today.
He loves it. He loves the ice cream.
Everybody get a bucket.
Oh, everybody get a bucket, I heard.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Double barrel.
John's ready.
That's right. I'm ready. 2 times.
I'll get over here.
Tammy. All right.
Oh, Chris is pulling money out to not get them?
So I've done some fundraising in my life, and I've never asked people to donate to something if I'm not going to donate. So whatever that is, I don't even know what it is.
Thank you.
So there you go. So that's to get water dumped on. Can't hide money, Maurice. You understand that? All right, here we go.
Rid of the microphone.
Can't do that. Come on, right here.
There you go.
Sit down, Chris. We don't want to hear you guys. Yeah, there you go. Let's go, Sam.
Ready?
Everybody. Come on.
Chris, come on up. Pictures? Picture taken?
Yep.
Picture taken? Got you too.
There we go.
Al, got picture taken? Got the picture already? Picture where? Let's go.
No.
Thank you so much.
All right, before we let everybody go, nothing could be not, we talked about sponsors, but there's some thank yous that we have to get out. Marlon? Yeah. You want to come up and end our closing ceremonies here and just let it be known, Marlon, that I took a bucket. You've also. So Marlon again is the executive director of Central and Southern Ohio chapters of ALS. So Marlon.
I think I feel something chilly coming along. Thank you so much for everybody being here today. I am truly grateful. I would say on behalf of our 500 families that we represent and provide local services for in Central and Southern Ohio, I want to thank William again, to you and all your wonderful friends who are here for helping facilitate this and being the reason that this is happening. And also want to recognize my mom had ALS back in 1994, and that's how I got involved in this wonderful organization. So thanks to the volunteers as well, to Diane Jones and Tammy on our staff, and also to our nurses on our staff, Michelle Edwardson and Lee Reed, who are here today checking us in and keeping us safe. So thanks everybody. If you haven't made a donation yet, I encourage you to do that. It's going to go to a good cause. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marlon, and also would like to thank the committee members, Howard Green, Jill Mobley, William White, and our leader, where's Winnie? Winnie Simpson. She's done a great job. And you want me to do that? And Chris Sheik. Oh, and then we're going to dump Marlon. Here we go. She's a pro. I can see why you carried the towels in your car. Again, it's never too late to donate. Thank Rucat, everybody involved. Thank you all for coming out here. God bless you. And thank you, William, for putting this together. So appreciate everybody's time. Thank you.
Yeah.